Hello, Year 8, and welcome back to your music lessons. This is Lesson 5 on Minimalism and Rhythm. Before we get started, if you're looking for any previous YouTube videos on these lessons, they can be found with the link that I put there. That's the URL, so you can just copy and paste that into the URL thing at the top of any web explorer sort of thing. And it will link you to the YouTube channel playlist with all my videos on, so you can easily find them. This one being Year 8 Music Lesson 5. When it comes to uploading your work, you can upload it using a Word document, PowerPoint, you can screenshot your work, or you can take a picture of any written work, and please make sure it's a nice clear photo. Please as well, complete any previous work, because having an understanding from previous lessons of what we're doing will help you in this lesson and in further lessons. For today's lesson, we are going to understand the term polyrhythm and apply it to creating a performance. So at the very least today, I'm expecting you to be able to understand the term polyrhythm. Once you're able to do that, in the yellow box, you should be able to create your own performance using the Polyrhythm Grid. And once that is done, in the green box, you should be able to add semitones and rests to your rhythms in the Polyrhythm Grid. So you're combining different rhythms, and then at the very top, you should be able to start creating more complex rhythms to combine. So what are polyrhythms? Now, a polyrhythm is more than one rhythm playing at the same time. So for example, we've got here rhythm 1 and rhythm 2. Rhythm 1 is T, 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 T. Rhythm 2 is T, coffee, both very simple rhythms in themselves, but to create a polyrhythm, you have to combine and play both those rhythms at the same time. So both rhythms play to the same pulse at the same time. So for your first challenge, I'd like you to try and perform both these rhythms at the same time. So what you need to do, with your right hand, you need to tap rhythm 1, so that's T, 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 T. And then with your left hand, you're going to tap rhythm 2, T, coffee, T, coffee. And then you're going to try and tap both of these at the same time with your left and right hand at the same time with the same pulse. So let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. So use both your hands to perform both rhythms at the same time. Take your time with it. Make sure you have a slow pulse. Don't rush it. Make sure that your pulse is very, very strong. Once you've had a go at that, we're looking into using a polyrhythm grid. Our polyrhythm grid can be seen there on the right. A polyrhythm grid is used to create multiple rhythms whilst also keeping in mind the pulse. So you can see here I put person A and person B. So in the grid, you put one rhythm for person A and one rhythm for person B, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, which represents the pulse. So for person 1, they would play T, T, coffee, coffee. You've got the pulse at the top telling you when you clap, when you play tea or coffee on which pulse. And then for person B, you have a bit more of a difficult rhythm, which is T, coffee, sh, coffee. So we've got a rest there so you don't play. So T, coffee, sh, coffee. And what you do with the polyrhythm grid, you can see you combine those two rhythms together and you know when each rhythm falls with the pulse. So they should play at the same time. So for example, rhythm 2, or pulse 2, sorry, person A should play T, while person B should play coffee. And they should play that at the same time. So one person goes T and the other person goes coffee. And then as we go further, pulse 3, you can see it's a bit different. Person A now plays coffee and person B doesn't play at all because it's a rest. So you keep the pulse in mind so you're playing at the same time. For task 1, then, I would like you to copy and draw the polyrhythm grid. However, you must add your own rhythms to this grid. Firstly, make sure that the grid is in a 4/4 time signature. That means there's 4 pulses, like mine is. And you cannot use the same rhythms as me. They can be more complex, they can be more simple, but they cannot be the same rhythms as me. Just whatever you're comfortable with so you can get used to the polyrhythms grid and playing 2 rhythms at the same time. And then I'd like you to perform both rhythms. I'd like to have a go at performing both rhythms. Now, different ways to perform. You can perform both rhythms by yourself. That can be quite difficult, but we did it just a second ago if you were able to. You can find a family member to perform with you, which would be a good way to sort of teach your family member how to understand rhythms as well. So it'd be quite fun. And then one person will play rhythm 1, one person will play rhythm 2, and you try and play it at the same time. Or you can record yourself playing rhythm 1 and then get used to the pulse of you playing rhythm 1 and then play along to yourself playing rhythm 2. So there's those different things. I've decided to go for the third bullet point. So I've recorded rhythm 1, or for person A. So I've recorded person A, tea, tea, coffee, coffee, and I'm going to clap person B, tea, coffee, coffee. So what I've done for the recording, I have added 2 bars of a pulse just to get an idea of the pulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll hear that first, and then you'll hear person A, the first rhythm, performing, and we're going to get used to that rhythm so you can hear it, and then you'll hear me start to clap person B's rhythm, tea, coffee, coffee. So let's give it a go. So pulse, and you'll hear person A's rhythm, and I will play person B's rhythm. Pulse, person A. 2, 3, 4. And there you have it. We have person A and person B, both rhythms playing at the same time with a good sense of pulse. Now, as said before, your rhythms don't have to be as complex as this, but you can make it as complex as you feel comfortable with as you start to combine 2 rhythms with a good sense of pulse. Make sure they're both in time with each other so they make sense and it's really nice and clear. Perfect. Once you've had a go at doing those and uploading them, can you please continue with your minimalism research project? So there's criteria for this, so you should be doing slides 9 and 10. And once you've completed these, you might as well upload your slides of your research project up to class charts. Now remember, when it comes to uploading your research project, upload it to the music homework that is titled research project. The deadline for this, you've still got a week, so it's the 12th of February you have till, but once you're done, you may as well upload it. Thank you very much for listening and hope you are all well.